Hey everybody, Al Schuck here. When I started with Beyond Our Door Global back in mid-October, I thought I knew what Beyond Our Door Global was all about. I knew the mission statement, and I especially love the phrase that we're about bringing hope and healing to the most vulnerable. Well, now I've been to Africa. I spent 3 weeks with our partners in Kenya and Uganda, and I gotta tell you, I had no idea. Every day was like a bombardment of stories, of people's faces, of families, of individuals in deep, deep need, people who are overlooked, who nobody knows their story, and every day it was right there in my face. And I had a chance to see what it is that Beyond Our Door Global actually does. I wish I could tell you all the stories. I can't, but I want to tell you one. And as you listen to this one, I want you to know it represents so many more. This is Robina. When Steve first saw Robina, she was sitting on the side of a gravel road. She was all alone and in extreme pain from severe burns. Before we met Robina, her husband had died, leaving her with 3 children to take care of. Now, in that culture, when a husband dies, the husband's brother is required to take care of his brother's family. And in return, he gets any land that his brother may have owned. Well, Robina's brother-in-law wanted the land, but he didn't want Robina, and he didn't want the children. So one night, as they were sleeping, Robina's brother-in-law actually set fire to their home. Robina was severely burned, but survived the fire. Her 3 children did not. Robina had lost her husband, lost her children, lost her home, and had lost all hope. But God saw Robina. God saw her, and he tapped us, Beyond Our Door Global, he tapped us on the shoulder and said, over here on the side of the road, there's someone I want you to see. And so Beyond Our Door Global saw Robina. We saw her pain, we saw her misery, and when we saw her, we did what we do. We hired a caregiver to nurse Robina back to health, making sure she had food and a safe place to recover. But there was one more thing we knew we just had to do. Robina needed a home. We built Robina a home, and not just Robina, but over 50 other desperately overlooked people as well. Robina was so proud of her home when I saw it. She said one thing that I'll never forget. She said, I don't understand the ways of God, but he must be good. How else would you have found me and done this for me? As you hear Robina's story, you need to know that her story is one of hundreds of other stories that Beyond Our Door Global has had the privilege of being a part of making a difference in. This is what we do, bringing hope and healing to the most vulnerable. All the people that we have the chance to help, every one of them, including Robina, they are so grateful. They're so thankful. And so they want to communicate that in some way. And they think that Steve and I are responsible for what has happened. And so they thank us. But we are quick to inform them that we have a bunch of friends back home, the friends of Beyond Our Door Global, people who love God and want to see his will done in the world. And so we tell them about you. And they say to us, whoever's responsible, please tell them thank you. Tell them thank you for seeing me. Thank you for building me a home. Thank you for giving me hope. Thank you for giving my child a chance to go to school. Thank you for giving me the chance to learn a trade so I no longer have to be sexually exploited. Whatever the case may be, they are grateful. And so on behalf of Robina and all the other people I had the chance to meet, thank you for supporting Beyond Our Door Global. As we come to the end of this year and we look ahead to 2019, we are committed to our mission. There are many more Robinas who need to be seen and helped. Our partners in Kenya, Haiti, and Uganda are relentless when it comes to helping the vulnerable and the oppressed receive hope and healing. And so we want to be there for them. But we can't do that without you. There are 2 ways we want to invite you to consider joining us as we bring hope and healing to the most vulnerable, like Robina. The first would be through making a generous donation to Beyond Our Door Global at the end of this year. The second would be for you to consider joining us as a monthly supporter in 2019. The need is great, so we are compelled to ask. Please join us. If this is something you'd like to do, you can just follow the link that's a part of this email, which will take you to our donation page, and you can make that happen there. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to Steve or I. We'd be glad to help. Our hope and our prayer is that you and your family and friends have a wonderful and blessed Christmas, and we look forward to partnering with you in 2019. Take care.